Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alec Reed. This is my channel Alec Reads, and today we're reading chapter 73, Are You Hurt? By Marriage, a heartstopper fanfiction by heartstopper fan _22 on Wattpad. I always forget to say that part. But anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Comments can be recommendations, comments can be saying hello, comments can be telling me that you agree with anything I'm saying. If you agree that Charlie's mom, Jane, is an awful human being, tell me that in the comments. If you disagree, tell me that in the comments. If you think I talk too much, tell me that in the comments. I always wonder if I talk too much in these intros, but at the same time I feel like I talk really fast, so it's like, I think it balances itself out. I'm not sure. But either way, let's jump right into the video. I hope you guys enjoy. Chapter 73. Are You Hurt? Nick's perspective. I woke up feeling so excited for Charlie to see his surprise. I did have my doubts about it last night because the last thing I want is for him to spiral about the breakfast treats, ruining the start for his birthday. Charlie wasn't much of a big celebrator for good reason. He hated cake and sweets, and he was always forced to eat them on his birthdays, which is not what I was trying to do here. My packing list last night, I've put a lot of thought into it. He hates classic birthday cake, so I made Madeline cookie cakes. They're not like a cookie or a cake. There's no icing, which is Charlie's least favorite part of the classic birthday cake, and there's not very sweet, more like a fortune cookie. He likes croissants because they remind him of our first time in Paris together early on in our relationship. He still talks about how it made him feel when I told him and everyone else that we were dating in Paris. He had trust in me, but always had a feeling that he wasn't made for love. He was just there for gay guys to pleasure themselves with him. He would never admit it, but I know he had his doubts about me. Honestly, I had my doubts about myself. I was a coward and should have never made him keep us a secret for that long, but I can't change that now. I can only prove to him every day how special and lucky I am to be his fiancé. My head rested on Charlie's arm underneath his armpit. I pivoted my head to look at him. He was 23 now. It's crazy that I met him when he was only 14. It's been almost 10 years since we've met. Our 9-year anniversary is coming up quick. Every year on Charlie's birthday, he wakes up and tries to act like it's a normal day. Charlie's birthday is not something he likes to celebrate. Maybe this year will be different since we're living together. Maybe he'll let me spoil him a bit. Even though he hates birthdays and all that junk, he tries so hard on my birthday. He tries so hard, and it's honestly the best feeling. I want him to feel like that. I have one trick up my sleeve that might make that happen. Charlie's perspective. I shuffle a bit, waking up, feeling Nick's head on my arm. I keep it still in hopes not to wake him. I look up at him and see him peering back up at me, already awake. He sits up and ruffles my hair. Happy birthday, babe. I roll my eyes. No, can we just pretend it's a normal day, please? When we get to my mom's, I'm going to have to suffer enough. He looks at me with his endearing smile. It's not a normal day, Char. It's your birthday. It's special. I want you to feel special because you deserve it. I can't stop smiling from creeping onto my face. I love you, I say as I reach my hand up to cradle his face for a kiss. He stops me and says, "What the fuck, Charlie?" Complete shock rolls through my body, sending a shiver down my spine. I could almost cry. His response to me kissing him was I really that gross this morning? I'm sorry, we always kiss in the morning. I just thought. I stopped myself, staying quiet. He looks at me and lifts his chin. No, of course I'll kiss you. I meant your hand. And why the fuck didn't you tell me sooner? It's so swollen. It's like double the size, and it's really red. Charlie. He takes my hand in his and starts examining it, looking worried and flustered, and then says, "You know, if it wasn't your birthday, I would be really angry with you right now." I didn't want him to worry about it. I just wanted to forget about it. That's why I didn't mention it yesterday. I'm sorry, I say genuinely. He looks at me, cracking a smile. No, don't be sorry. Just tell me next time, yeah? I nod, and he starts kissing me passionately. I'm now positioned on his lap as we're kissing. He breaks away slightly to say, "Did you really think I didn't want to kiss you?" I did. I really thought that he finally realized how gross and annoying I am. Tao thought it was so bizarre that someone on Nick's level would even be flirting with me. He thought it must have been a joke. I closed my eyes, blocking the thought from entering my mind, and I pulled him in for more, ignoring his question that I frankly didn't want to bother answering. Nick's perspective. We finished making out, and I knew it was time to get up and show him that I made him something special last night. Char, I have a few surprises. He turns his head towards me, raising his eyebrows, replying with a, "Really?" I nodded my head profusely, signaling my excitement for him to see what I had made and got him. He got dressed, and I couldn't wait any longer. I threw him over my shoulder and carried him into the kitchen as he kicked his legs in protest. "Nick, put me down. It's not that far. You're so much stronger than me. It's not fair." I laughed and said, "Well, maybe if you hurried up and came into the kitchen for breakfast, I wouldn't have to lift you there." He looked at what I made, and his expression made my heart melt. Before he went to grab one of my hands, I put them on his shoulder and said to him, "If you don't want to eat, you don't have to feel pressured because of me. I promise I won't be offended. I know you're not much of a sweets fan. I just wanted to show you how much I cared." He smiled, a really happy smile, and said, "You're the best. And I don't feel pressured. I actually want to have it. They look amazing. Thank you." He hugged me right after. God, this made me so happy. He was eating and seemed really happy about it, but one thing that still bothered me was his hand. It was really swollen and red. Could it maybe be broken? Surely he would tell me if it was broken. We sat at the table across from each other, like at every other meal. I normally had no issues eating, but this medication was taking really did have an effect on me. I almost never felt hungry, but I know if I stopped eating that Charlie would too, and he was doing so well, so I needed to maintain my normal diet so nothing went wrong. I only had a few days left of this medication anyway. I could manage. "Charlie, let me see your hand," I said, as I walked up to him. After we finished breakfast, he put his hand in his pocket and turned away from me. "It's fine, you've already seen it," he says. I turn him towards me. "Hey, can I see it, please?" He rolls his eyes and says, as he pulls his hand out of his pocket to show me, "You're overreacting." I reply, "That's because I love you." I was no doctor, but I knew that must have been sore and bothersome to Charlie. He just wasn't going to admit it. I grabbed some tensor bandages from my laundry room and began to wrap his hand. He winced as I was wrapping it, so I asked, hoping I wasn't hurting him more, "Babe, is that too tight?" He hesitates, like he's reconsidering his decision. A little, he managed to slip out. It was hard for me to tell the truth about some things. He had this constant fear that he was annoying everyone around him. Sorry, I'll rewrap it. And stop it. Just let me help you. He sat still as I wrapped his hand again, this time less tight. I finished and packed up his now wrapped hand and brought it to my face to kiss it. Shall we open gifts now? I say, smirking. He says, Nick, I said no gifts. I reply, I know, and lead him by the hand to the couch to open them. I could tell he was secretly excited. Chapter 74. Gifts. Nick's perspective. I was giddy and could barely sit still. I love giving gifts. I'm not sure the rooting of it, but that's always been my favorite part of people's birthdays, watching them open the gifts I got them. I thought about what to get Charlie months in advance. I don't like gifts that aren't meaningful or string a memory along with them, if that makes any sense. It's a big pet peeve of mine when people give out gift cards or useless junk that's not been thought into for more than 5 minutes. There was one time, it's actually a really embarrassing story, when my dad had sent me a gift. He never sent gifts, so when my mom gave it to me and told me it was from my dad, I freaked out. I was so excited, and I actually cried tears of joy when my mom gave it to me because he had never sent me a gift before. Then when I opened it, there was a fucking snow globe with a weird horse inside. When I opened it, my brother laughed as I started hysterically crying. I was so upset. David took a video on his iPod and still has the video to this day. He saved it somehow and loves to show it to our family over and over again. I used to do this thing when I got really upset. I would bunch my knees up to my chest and rock back and forth, I guess to soothe myself, blocking out everyone and everything. I started it when my parents started fighting to drown it out. I was so upset about the gift because it opened my eyes to how little my dad knew me. He didn't know how I was doing in school, my favorite color, my favorite animal, my favorite food, if I had any neighborhood friends. He didn't even know what to get me for my birthday. It broke my heart. I picked up the globe and smashed it on the floor, then went running up to my room and slammed the door, not coming out for 2 days, not even for food. I had a washroom in my room, so I had water from the tap, but I just sat on my carpet and cried, rocking myself to try and calm down. Nick? Charlie questioned while waving his hand in front of my face. I shook my head and focused back on him. Sorry, I just got lost in my thoughts a little, I said, smiling, as I felt the memories flipping from my mind. I handed him the gifts, and he grabbed the card, opening it. His eyes darted across the page, reading it with care. The card said, Happy birthday, my love. I now get to wake up every day with you for the rest of my life, and oh, how happy that makes me. You're like a bundled up ray of sunshine. You brighten my life so much. When we first started dating, we weren't like the rest. We kind of were like an old married couple. We liked to just be with each other. We didn't need to drink or party every weekend. We just needed each other. I know our parents had their doubts about us staying together because what we have is so rare and significant that not many people experience it. We beat the odds because we did it as a team, and we'll always have each other, and we'll always be a team, helping each other throughout whatever. We were each other's first love, and to be honest, I'm crying while writing this, thinking about how special and important you really are to me, and how I could never even imagine being with someone else. You're my one and only, and always have been. I love you so much, Charlie Spring, and I always will. We're soulmates. We're Nick and Charlie. Charlie's eyes started watering as he was reading the card. He loves cards. They mean more to him than any gift. I wiped the tears from his cheeks. I love you, I say, looking into his eyes. He didn't need to say it back. I knew he did. I could see the way he was looking at me. I really, really love this. I love you, he said, trying to breathe without hesitation. I smile in return and hand him the next gift. I was probably most excited for this one. Charlie's perspective. Nick wiped my face again, then handed me the gift he got me. I took the neatly wrapped square and tore it open, revealing the best gift ever. It was a picture frame, small, with a little stand with a picture of us in it. It was the day he proposed, when we went to the amusement park with Tori and Michael. We were by the little castle they had in the center of the park. We were in front of it, kissing. I was stood on my tippy toes, and Nick was holding the back of my neck so gently, and it portrayed that perfectly in the picture, looking so fairy-tale-ish. Tori was the photographer now, and had brought her camera to take some pictures, and oh my God, were the pictures ever amazing. The picture wasn't the best part, though. The best part was that he had decorated the frame just like he did the first birthday we spent together, when we went bowling with Tao, Alad, and Elle. Nick, this is perfect. It's like the first ever birthday gift you gave me. I love it. I kissed him on the cheek. Then he said, okay, so the next gift I need to explain a little. What type of gift do you need to explain? I just agreed and listened to what he had to say. He handed me a brochure of Paris. Wait, did he want to go on a trip to Paris? So I was thinking we should go to Paris again. It's a really short flight from here, and I cut him off, throwing my arms around him. Oh my God, yes, that would be amazing. You're the best, Nick. I hugged him so enthusiastically, I almost knocked him off the couch. He's the best gift giver. He's so sweet and thoughtful. Everything he gives is so meaningful. I hug him tight, trying to block out the ticking time bomb that is going off soon. Going to my mother's house for dinner. Alright, that is the end of today's episode. I know. It's so sweet. Next we're reading chapter 75, Dysmorphia. So be careful with that one. Be careful with the next episode that comes out. Also, I wanted to say, when I put this out, there's gonna be a new Spice episode out on Spotify, so look for that, please. It took me like forever to make that video because I was having some problems with recording, so like I have been for like ever. But anyway, like, subscribe, comment, whether it's just recommendations or whether it's just to say hello. I really want to talk to you guys. Tell me that say something. I don't know. Just say that you enjoy it. Say that you don't enjoy it. Say that you hate Jane. Say that you love Jane. Say that you love Nick or Charlie or something. Just talk to me. I don't know. I love talking to you guys. You're my favorite people. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Goodbye, ladies, gentlemen, everybody in between. I will see you in the next episode. Bye, friends.